Welcome back to Empire Total War with the 1600 AD Colonialism mod. Last time around it was a video of sieges. We had the siege of Goa, very briefly. We had the siege of Gibraltar. I believe we had two sieges, sort of, ish. We sallied forth and then we defended. This time around we're gonna counterattack the enemy's counterattack. So we're still at war with Spain. Now we managed to sign a peace deal with the Indians, so we don't have to focus on India for now and deal with that absolute mess. But we're gonna have to deal with the Spanish right now. So we're gonna counterattack the Spanish. We're gonna have to, I think, just completely clean them out of America because they keep attacking. And yeah. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do the battle that is going to be out-resolved, and that is the 156th Battle of Lisbon, Portugal. This time around, however, I've got a new army set to attack here. So we got an army under Philip Newton, and he's brought this army. It's very similar to the one we have, the new model army that we sent to India. This one, however, has Scottish pikemen, the Earl of Argyll's pike regiments. And it has the matchlock infantry instead of the early flintlock, I think the other ones is. And this one has 110 range. So it has a comparable range to our enemies. 5 points lesser accuracy though, but I think that will work out just fine. So once again we're gonna out-resolve. We lost 189 men against the enemy's 752, and we're not gonna bother with repairing anything. We're gonna blitz through, and next we're gonna go ahead and recapture Gibraltar. Of course, we're gonna make sure that what's it called? Portugal comes back, and since Portugal is our ally, that will be just fine. This time around, though, we're gonna make sure to end the Spanish rightly by giving everything to Portugal, so we don't have to worry about coming back here for the 157th Battle of Lisbon, Portugal. We might also do something similar for the Dutch. Now, the Dutch is our allies, they're friendly with us, so we might just go ahead and just take over all of... Now, the French haven't really been that much of a problem, but we might just go ahead and take all over them completely and give it all to... give everything to the Dutch. But that might be too much, we'll see. God, the Ottoman Empire has really just taken everything here in the east. They're completely taking out the Russians, and they're starting to take territory. I believe that was at certain points controlled by the Swedes as well. Not sure if they're going against the Polish as of yet. If we don't have to, we're not going to go here. We are technically at war with them, but they're not really doing anything against us, so we don't really have to go that far. Now for what's happening in America. So, to respond to the Spanish invasion, I've gone ahead and recruited a lot of Fusiliers, which we are sending down. So we've got 4 units coming from over here, we got 4 units up from New France, and we got 4 here. So in total, we got 12 units coming from there, and then we have our army down here for the also 155th Battle of New Orleans. I think we've fought here quite a few times. I can't out-resolve this one because it's too even, so we're gonna fight it. And with that said, let's go ahead and fight this battle, shall we? We have a very veteran army here in the colonies. So there shouldn't really be a problem dealing with these enemies. Deployed in quite thick formations to start off with, but of course our cannons decide to fire instead towards the enemy cannons over there rather than fire into this mess right here. Let's wait for the next shot and then advance the pikemen. Maybe even speed up. Okay, you know what? Fire on the larger formations. Right, now the pikes will advance, and so will the musket units. I think we'll go ahead and already dismount the dragoons, and they'll be able to help us fire down at the enemy. So we got Spanish marine pikes, Colonial light pikemen, and they have targeteers, European armed citizenry, light pikes, and a unit of Colonial pikemen all the way out here. Got one battery, but they've decided to deploy it behind cover, which means they can't even fire. If you get into the trees, then the pikemen can advance. Let's do 3 lines deep with flanked by gunners. So far so good. Skirmishers will retreat behind cover once the pipelines are ready, which they are right now, and then they will instead be moved to the flanks. We'll tell the cannons at this point to hold fire. Move to the flank. And pike wall. So it looks like we're able to actually get the enemy to charge at our pike walls, which we know how deadly they are. Let's get the dragoons into the flank. We're gonna get the light infantry into the flank, and we're gonna get these matchlock infantry into the flank as well. Now I'm gonna get these guys back here. Everything will be good. Oh, now we're actually running through. Running through the fight. Dragoons firing upon the enemy. Only fired once for some reason. Pike line is holding, although it is touch and go in certain areas. Alright, the enemy is pulling back. Nice volleys being traded towards the matchlock armed citizenry. Oh, there goes their officer. And a quick overview. We note that the enemy infantry is now defeated. It's time for the pikemen to do a general advance and cut down everyone who still stands after this. The enemy holds on, or the armed citizenry at least. Cut them down. These guys ready to volley. Well, it's all over for the enemy anyways. Let's send some troops over to deal with the cannons. Back onto your horses. And yes, let's get this over with so we can actually go ahead and find some new ground to fight at and not just the same over and over again. Surprisingly, these held for quite a while. It's only the cannon that is left. And of course, since this is a town, means that every enemy is going to die, so I don't have to even chase them down. The cannon position was overrun, and now the Spanish are fleeing. Great, we have taken back New Orleans, but we gotta also take back former Indian territory that we had taken. But hopefully we'll be able to converge from all sides by then, with the Fusiliers coming in rather quickly as well, as we have made a pretty extensive road system now in North America. Here we have the result of that battle. So we only lost about 200 men, while the enemy of course lost everyone. Highest killers goes to Colonial pikemen, killed 401. No surprise there. New Orleans falls once more into our hands. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to replenish the troops. They already have burnt down my church, and the old French missionary is still here, to the point where they have already turned what little populace live here back to Catholic. So they switch back and forth, whoever is in control. There's less than 10,000 people here. They've also turned this one down. It's a bit odd because this building actually belongs into this province, but you can see the province border is actually here, which is pretty odd. It actually extends all the way out here, but I guess it's not fully controlled. I am sending down my own missionary, which combined with us rebuilding the church should be working just fine. Anything else? No. Now, with that kind of done, we can hopefully focus a little bit more here. And might even have to go across here and deal with the bloody Moroccans once more. And actually probably give that to Portugal as well, because they keep declaring war once more, or again and again, and they're raiding my trade, which we don't like. So Portugal is going to become the Great Portugal Realm is going to be produced here. The only thing is, I guess, what does Portugal think of the Netherlands? Are they gonna, are my two allies going to declare war on each other now when they get a border here? Who knows? Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy has in store for me. We have copper bottom technology developed. The next one is carronade. We have a Protestant missionary. We have a lot of them turning up in India right now. But I guess because there's a lot of unbelievers down there. If we go over to research, we do have 4 centers. I'm currently researching light infantry doctrine, also fire and advance. Carronades, I don't know if that's too useful for me right now. I'm thinking maybe I can get something else, like machine tooling. Also workers on strike in Portugal, no surprise there. We have another priest in Upper Canada. Some of these schools might actually be burnt down and built into production stuff instead. So here's what we built. We built commercial basin, new army stuff in North America, churches in India. The female soldier. Right. Gonna fix that up. Replenish the army and then start to march to deal with the enemy, which is now marched to take Cherokee territory, or what was formerly Cherokee territory. Will be 2 turns until they're in Kentucky territory. I think we'll actually go to Sycamore. We'll organize the troops there. And they should be then within 2 turns, they should be ready to strike from the north. My priest, he can march so far that he actually gets into these territories and you're able to start and turn it around, which is good. This does not need repair, but we'll put him in the port anyways. And that should be fine right now. If you look on the map, We have surrounded the Spanish with us controlling the territory all around them. They're stuck there in a Protestant territory as well, so the populace is unhappy with them. Oh, they're actually sending a small force here. Maybe I'll have time to build some targeteers just to make a little bit of a speed bump for them. With that, we can go back to Spain. And now we'll continue on here. They don't really stand a chance against us, but still, just if there's a catastrophic result here. Where there isn't, we killed all and we lost 164. We took that. No stopping there. We'll cross and we deal with these guys. I think we'll do the same here actually. Autosave. I don't want to do a siege anyways. And outer assault. We lost a little bit more, but still less than 400 men. And we slaughtered the entire enemy force. And we're still in good shape. We're able to march back, move into Gibraltar. Bada bing, bada boom. Morocco is destroyed. Trains gained. Region captured. The ships can now be put to port. And one thing I think I need to recruit more ships at some point here. Oh yeah, I removed the... No, I didn't remove the classical university from them. What did I... instead of building a church, I built this thing, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Did I? Or maybe I did. Who knows? What we're gonna do while we have that house is we're gonna get something going. Maybe on something that takes a lot of time just to get it started. Abolish slavery. I don't know what I need. There's nothing that I really like super need. We can go for shortened carbines, which will give us some extra cavalry there. And there's no more moves to make. I just noticed that the Ottomans have now taken the Estonia-Livonia region. So the Ottomans are really just going over everything. My troops here are set up kinda ready to, if the enemy goes ahead and wants to act stupid, we can definitely go ahead and attack and destroy them. I'm gonna build... What I've done to put down the garrison of these places is 3 Fusiliers, 3 Colonial pikemen and 2 howitzers. We're gonna do a similar thing for Goa, so we're gonna need 3 of those. So we're gonna send troops up there to garrison that as the armies, the 2 armies then will advance. Big fight around here where they've got a lot of just massive mess of troops everywhere. Might actually hold that back and instead go directly for here, Hyderabad, which should be easier to take. And as we hopefully would have dealt with this kind of area by then, I could send the Scottish army down and we could do a naval invasion of the Calcutta region, which should put us closer to the path to victory. With that said, we can end turn once more, and we can see about marching on Madrid for this will be the 2nd or 3rd time? I can't remember. Okay, so the Spanish go ahead and march out and attack before they are able to be completely surrounded. A very good strategy by them. They've got a lot of cannons. This battle is going to be difficult. We're going to see how we do here. I should also say there was a smaller army that actually went back. I don't know where it came from, but it moved in and actually retook Portugal. So we're going to have to deal with that, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. Right, I was hoping we would get like some other battle down in down in Spain or something, but I guess we're gonna have to do this one, and that will be that for this video. With that said, let's go ahead and play this battle. Quite a difficult fight, because the enemy outnumbers us with pikes, and they might be able to just by the sheer number of pike, they might be able to push through or surround our pikes and destroy them. Then they also have a shit ton of howitzers, so they can just blow us sky high. So that's why I'm sending the general and the dragoons on a flanking maneuver, and hopefully we'll be able to take out the enemy. With that said, let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna start by moving up my cannons, and then we're gonna get the pikemen to advance as well. What I can see here is the enemy has not limbered their artillery, or unlimbered it, except here. Shit. General and dragoons will charge straight through. Ooh. I fire round shot and whatever that is, quick lime shot. So not too bad. I thought they might fire explosive rounds. That could have been really deadly. The round shot are not at all as deadly as the explosive ones. They managed to fire off one shot backwards. I don't know how they managed that. But our troops managed to get to the cannons. The fact that they're not firing explosive shots is going to make this a lot easier. I'm going to move the gunners to the flank. And we're going to keep the pikemen on an angle. Actually, I should do that here as well. As my canister can go ahead and be fired at the enemy. Let's go ahead and form into pike wall. Pike wall. These guys are not ready. Now we're moving on the second unit over there. Good canister shot. Oh, what are you doing? Of course he's messing up. And this one as well. Great. Why are you guys being stupid today? This one's marching straight for the center. Okay, get in line then, you bastards. Good canisters being fired here. Already taken out about 60 of them. These guys are about to get swarmed by the enemy pikemen. I'm gonna order them up on the hill instead. My cavalry has attacked the enemy's cannons. Oh, just as they were about to limber as well, so that's good. That's good. Let's get these guys up on the hill. Ooh, this one might actually fire into the back of this one, which we don't like. The enemy is moving back over here, which I don't get. I want you to fire there. These guys are moving around as the enemy is actually moving to deal with our general. We'll regroup the troops to deal with the fact that the enemy is all on the flank. Taking surprisingly long to break down these artillery pieces. I'm gonna retreat because the enemy pikes are coming way too close. And this unit should definitely go ahead and switch location to try and stop these guys. Good canister shots being fired by this one. I think we'll actually hold there before the enemy is able to flank us over there. We'll get like so, and let's see if we can't put you like something like that maybe. What's the enemy doing now? Charging possibly. This unit's not doing too Copy. Moving into... Canister's not really working as well as I thought, because the enemy moved into our flank like that. See if you can move over there, and then you will move to reinforce this unit. Means that we not forget to move these guys. Rifles up onto that ridge. Okay, this... I'm not entirely sure this is working. Let's get these guys over here instead. The pikemen marching in to aid the second unit. And then you will attack from the flank over there. I'm hoping these guys will soon be ready to fire into the flank there. Even so, my riflemen are doing good work firing into the back and the flank of the enemy. Right, now the volley is coming in. Good shots being pushed down into the enemy. At the same time, this one being flanked breaks down. We'll drop the formation and we'll charge down the enemy. Now the other two pike units that the enemy had have actually been just chasing my general. Right. Switch to a round shot. Target the enemy artillery. Okay, the enemy is all running at this point. Let's reorganize. We're gonna see about dealing with these guys. I don't think these are gonna rally. Question whether or not I could send the riflemen after them and deal with them. But maybe not. We'll send the riflemen now over there. You guys will just be stationary to reload. This really weak unit will just so we have something to guard the artillery, he'll be stationed there. And then the other three pikemen will kind of rush towards that area there. These guys are firing towards the enemy's artillery. Whatever they have left. To the point where we actually now kill the enemy's general, which is good. So we got two pike units over there. These guys aren't rallying. Let's dismount the dragoons at this point. Let's see, are you guys... Seems like you guys are reloaded. So we'll bring them here as well. You move into pike formation. Continue to bombard the enemy. And we'll set you up here to attack the enemy in the flank. Dragoons can be in the back. General can be over here. We've got the three pike units. Should now deploy. You're gonna go to the flank. None of the enemy units have come back, which is good. So we don't have to think about that. Not a great angle for the rifleman. Let's get our pikemen ahead of our parked horsemen there. Or parked horses. Let's get into the flank. Fire. And then you should be ready to flank them from over here. Pike units. Just in time, ready to deploy. Good. Just as they strike us. A rifleman pushing in fire over there. Really good. Let's get the dragoons. Come into the flank. I wonder if this unit's actually going to march against us. Or against the rifle, the musketmen rather than the rather than the pike line. Actually looks like it. No? Maybe. We're not sure. Dragoons set up in the flank. Okay, yeah, this seems like they're gonna attack. Let's see how many you guys shoot down. Not too many, looks like. We got a few. The secondary unit is retreating. And oh! Fall back, dragoons. Do not march straight into that pike shit. And also run into positions so you can actually start firing into these guys. It'll basically be a firing squad. Firing straight at these guys. Wonder if these guys will have the time to reload. If they do, that angle might mean that not all of them will fire, so we'll reposition them. Riflemen move up, ready to fire at the enemy at the flank. The riflemen are coming in, they're gonna be firing from up the hill. Dragoons firing straight forward into these guys. Oh, now I think they're ready. And right up the side, can't get a better angle at these guys. Oh, the pike formation and charge them. I don't think we'll actually be able to chase them down. Oh, these idiots are back. I think the rifles will definitely be able to get them. And there we have it. Let's mount up again. All I need is for the riflemen to come within range there. And we are victorious. Bye bye Spain. So, even though it looked like the enemy might win, the fact that they split their troops like they did, the fact that they weren't using explosive rounds, well, if you have the one that kind of fire, the one that burns as you fly through the sky, they should have explosives. So I'm not entirely sure. If they'd used explosive, and if they target my pikemen, there wouldn't have been a lot I could do to stop just the torment or the torrent of Spanish pikes just coming through. With that said, let's go ahead and end the battle and go ahead and look at the statistics, shall we? And here's the result of that battle. The enemy deployed 2,200 men, and they lost 1,700, leaving only 500. We lost 280 out of 1,000 men, which is not that bad, given how many of them we got. Colonial pikemen's top. Then we got the canister that was fired by one cannon. Matchlock infantry got a lot, riflemen got a lot. Given the fact that the only 59 riflemen were deployed, the fact that they killed 90 men is pretty good. And yes, with that, let the end turn come to its conclusion. Army destroyed in Portugal, so we lost Portugal, Morocco workers on strike, doesn't matter. Troops in Mysore and some in Upper Louisiana. Lots of stuff being built. Russia is destroyed. The Ottoman Empire has completely taken over Russia. We got some trains gained and gentlemen, highwaymen. Go ahead and repair this. Well, the question is 2 turns to Portugal, 1 to Madrid. Let's go for Madrid instead. As a small force guarding a bridge, and then we'll get rid of these. I think until next episode, what I'll do is I'll make sure that I've got that I kind of got all these
all these idiots under control, I'll make sure that everything's set up nicely for next turn, so we don't have to... I mean, there's no resistance. If there's a big battle, then I'll make sure to show that in the next episode, but most likely there isn't, so for next one we should have had this area set up nicely. Same with what's left here in North America. They have a small force over here that could possibly threaten Upper Louisiana, but I doubt it. Also, what's left there shouldn't be able to really withstand our assault. Now they even have enough men to actually hold on to the province, and now with the Fusiliers coming in as well, they stand no chance. So hopefully for next episode, what we can kind of organize around is an invasion of the rest of Spain's holding in America, and possibly if I am able to reposition the army out of Spain, or position that towards the Indians instead with an invasion, or opening a new front by invading and taking Calcutta, and also taking Cuttack up there. You can see also how far away all of these are, kind of within a march distance of each other, but then over here it's quite actually hard to get to them, so the enemy would have a hard time actually reinforcing these areas. And if I send my ship up here, we'll note that there's very few troops actually defending this area, with no troops actually defending Calcutta, so that will be good. Also, another thing that I'm kind of thinking about is the fact that I've turned quite a lot of these, 50% almost, of these areas to Protestant, but because I have a certain technology that halves the displacement of being ruled by a different religion, means that the religious unrest isn't that great for me, or it isn't so much of an hindrance. It seems that Indians have not been able to develop that, so it might be better to send all my priests over to Indian territory, trying to cause problems instead of trying to convert these regions. Also, a bloody Spanish priest turned up here, so I'm not entirely sure if there's... Yeah, there's a small gain of Catholics as well. Bastards. But with all of that said, I say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.